Hey there, welcome to the Pawpaw Chronicles and More with Jim. Well, today I come out here and I wanted to share something with you on the page and talk for a minute. This, for those of you that follow, is a pawpaw, and it was a grafted tree that I had grafted into earlier this year. It was a root sucker, although it's no longer a root sucker, it's an individual tree. Once you cut that root sucker loose from the parent tree, it becomes an individual and it'll grow its own root system. Now this tree right here was taken from a stump of a pawpaw I had cut down several years ago. It came up in 2019 and I left it alone. And then in 2020, I take it back, it came up in 2020, I believe. Regardless, I cut down into the ground and separated it from the parent tree in the fall of 2020. And I left it alone and allowed it to grow. And then this year, I grafted into it. Halvin Sidewinder. And something I wanted to share with you about is when I planted the tree, it stressed. So I came up here and I cut the terminal off. And then I went down through here, as I explained on Pawpaw Chronicles Facebook group, I had clipped leaves off. And inside the leaves, there's a little terminal bud in there, and that would be your next year's growth. The leaves down here are in excellent shape. Got some good large leaves to them. I did this with the removing of the leaves because of what a deer had done years ago to another tree I had. They completely defoliated the tree, didn't break a stem, and when that tree came back, it came back really very well. And as you can see, where I had taken leaves, I've got little tiny branching happening. That terminal that sets down inside the leaf woke up and it began to grow. And this is something that I wanted to show you. It's amazing. What is it about these little trees that keeps bringing me back to them? I don't know. Maybe it's the novelty of the tree. It's been around in our country well before we even thought about coming to our country. And it was only indigenous to North America. Asimina Triloba. Fascinating little tree to deal with. Now somebody once told me, why even bother with a pawpaw when there's no shelf life to the fruit? Well, why even bother going out looking for morel mushrooms? It's a feast or famine scenario. Now, morel mushrooms don't last, but you have a lot of people that go looking for them, as well as the pawpaw. The fruit has a very, very short shelf life, but because of the love of the tree and the love of the fruit, the flavor of the fruit for some folks, they venture out every year in search of these little trees and the fruit they have to offer. I've been growing these for a little while now, and I've been grafting them also, coming up with different varieties within my little nick of the woods. And I'll be growing more of them. I've got 127 of them in the pawpaw pen right now, and I've got 20 grafted down over the hill here in my nursery, and I have a bunch of them that I've grafted out here on the property. I mean, all of them around this apple tree that I've grafted, except for one. There's one wild one, and well, there's a seedling over there that will be grafted next year too. But this was just something that I wanted to share with you. I mimicked what I saw a deer do and applied it to this, because when I transplanted this, it's stressed. Here we are, the 16th of August. This was transplanted on the 7th of August. And a lot of people say digging up root suckers this time of year is a no-no. Well, we've had pretty good weather here lately, and I have the availability of coming in here and keeping it watered. I put fertilizer down around it and watered the fertilizer in, and this is the results. When I dug it up, it had a lot of root mass to it. But I have to say, I'm pleased with what I'm seeing. Pawpaw, amazing little trees to deal with. Well, my name is Jim. If you like what you see, subscribe. Any comments or questions that you may have, I welcome. You all have a God-blessed day.